All right. So let's move on to start off this podcast. This is the first podcast we've all recorded together in probably about 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Right? Give or take.
Yep.
Gerbi likes to do Saturdays now. I don't know why but
it's just because my schedule got busy. Because I got a client like 8:30 now.
So
That's what we used to
explain
do.
what you're doing that you have clients now.
Personal training.
So like, what are you doing in personal training?
You just, I don't know. You just kind of show them how to lift. Not how to lift, but you give them a whole program, nutrition, all that.
And what got you into that?
Well, I mean, I've always liked the gym, and it was kind of just a thing that happened. I would always help, Miskers and Paul and other fellow people at the gym with form and just, exercise, stuff like that. So, I just enjoyed helping other people, and decided, I guess, to, make it a payment thing.
So, I was told recently by somebody and for sake reasons, I'm not going to say any names, but I was told you have a quote-unquote cat back.
A cat back.
Yeah, that is what I was told, that apparently it looks like you have whiskers and a face that looks like a cat on your back.
Yeah, because I have so there's an eye here is a little nose. It's on your back. Yes.
Yeah. So
But it's raw as fuck.
We're gonna pull up a picture right now of Gerbi's back while
Here
we're
it
talking
is.
about this. Right in front of
Look
Gerbi.
Wow, look at that
Spider-Man?
shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
look at that.
Actually,
Wow.
so I'm
Who said it?
there's a Spider-Man bar by Drake that is really good. Actually, I don't, bro.
How does he do
My
it?
brain's my brain's
Kyle,
jumping
I
everywhere.
promise you, I pointed that bar out the first time I heard it, and you just didn't care.
You didn't
just
say anything.
Didn't
to me.
care.
No. Like I heard the Spider-Man bar.
That-
Hold on. Let me continue on, please. So
No.
there's a Spider-Man bar followed by an even better bar, in my opinion. But I'm trying to find it right now. But you're doing all your shooting on the web. You're Spider-Man, and then
It's like 2 eyes and a little nose.
let me see.
I do see that.
I guess it kind of looks like a lion more than anything.
That is not a cat, bro.
It reminds.
Yeah,
It actually
eyes
looks more
here,
like a
nose
lion.
and little whiskers. Once I get striations on the lat.
Yeah, I can see the nose. The eyes
Yeah.
get kind of.
It's when I cut back down though, you'll see it.
Nah, I see the eyes.
Like-
hold on. So it's my brother Robin Downey Jr.'s to June's Iron Man, which just sounds like Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. I just thought it was a really tough bar. I don't think we talked about it on here yet, but Spider-Man kind of just
I don't think we should.
threw my brain onto there. All right, Gerbi. Gerbi,
Robert Downey Jr. was at LA Fitness. You talked to him actually.
oh my.
So was
Oh
Ant-Man.
my, this is
So
a really.
I
funny story.
actually spotted Ant-Man on the
spotted
bench
Ant-Man.
yesterday.
So this is a really funny story.
And Cyborg.
True.
I went to the gym with Brian and Alvi at LA Fitness, and there's this guy who looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly.
Very
Just maybe like a fruitier version of him.
Like if you were
yeah,
to
you could imagine
like a more
what it is.
average version of
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. Right?
Right.
And so I go up. I'm just like, yo, should I go ask him if he's Iron Man? And I was trolling, but I'm trolling because he definitely gets yo, you look like Iron Man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I go up to him. I'm like, yo, are you Robert Downey Jr.? And he goes, no. And I'm like, can I get a picture with you? And he goes, no. And I go, please. And he goes, no. And then just walks away. I was trying so hard not to laugh, but I'm starting to realize that I really like trolling. I really, really like trolling. And I want to start making videos about trolling. Because now that I have that mic, I think I could start.
You know what's the funniest shit at work? I troll the out of my clients and random people because I'm low-key petty as There's this one girl on the treadmill that goes there every day, right? I'm trying to be a G. Not even just a dickhead. I was trying to help her out, trying to actually get her workout, because the way working out works is if you do compound lifts, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be working out more muscles at the same time, which makes your blood pump out, or your heart pump out more blood to your muscles, which will basically overall increase your metabolic rate, which will help burn more calories while resting. So, trying to explain that to her, just to help her out, because she's fat as on a treadmill 30 minutes a day with her fucking mother with dementia that sits in a chair next to her for 30 minutes a day watching her. She brings her to the gym and she just fucking sits there.
Calm it down,
Okay.
bro.
Quadruple F-bomb.
Anyways,
What'd she do to you?
said no.
Oh my god.
Shit, this guy is.
You've been holding that one in too. My god.
Yeah,
Gerbi
dude.
gets really mad. Like he holds like secret resentments
You're
in his
such a
heart.
grudgy ass motherfucker. Dude,
It's
oh
only
my
to certain
God.
people, like random people though.
Like you never hold grudges against your friends.
No.
That's cap.
Yeah.
Well,
That's definitely cat.
not against my friends.
Like me or Brian.
No.
There's
No,
definitely
no,
time
ever.
where you've been like super petty mad at Brian and you've told me something and you're just like, nah, fuck him.
Maybe petty, but not like grudges. I'm just petty as. It's not more of a grudge. I feel like grudge is like, I don't know. It's
No,
just-
you definitely have grudges. You definitely hold grudges.
No, maybe not against like his close friends.
with
I'd
Elise,
probably
like
give
someone
you
like
that.
Elise, yeah.
I'd give you that, but like people that like you're kind of sort of friends with,
Yeah,
I'd
like Elise.
definitely like you
Mhm.
definitely hold grudges. Speaking of the gym, this is just a little transition. I was talking to Derek Fay. He came back from Atlanta this weekend and somewhere else. I forget where, but he met A-Rod, Rick Ross, Kevin Hart, full whatever, right?
Damn.
Peter Beck David. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
They live in Atlanta.
No, Rick Ross did. So it was a speaking event in called Aspire, I think, in Atlanta, and it was Kevin O'Leary was there actually. I think.
Isn't that the guy from Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked him obviously like how Rick Ross is, and he goes, he's literally exactly how you think he is, and so I just started laughing at that. But we talked about Kevin Hart because I'm a really big Kevin Hart fan, right? And so he goes, I kid you not, Kevin Hart is like up to here on you, goes to like my stomach, and I'm like, no way, right? He goes, I can look at, he's 6'1", 6'2", right? He's like
Average.
Derek's a pretty big guy, and so he goes, with you, I feel like I can kind of look you in the eyes, right? Kevin Hart, I'm like this too.
There's no
And
way
I'm
he's
like, there's
that
no
short,
way he's that short. But like, I believe it. He's really short.
There's
bro.
no
I don't-
way
I don't-
he's
I didn't
that
think he was that short.
Up
He's
to
really-
your stomach.
Well, I mean, obviously that's an over exaggeration,
stomach?
but like
I don't even know if there's a.
that's an over
Well,
exaggeration.
that's like midgenitis. That is not Kevin Hart.
I don't even
It's-
know if
it's
that's
an-
possible.
He's
That is-
5'4", 5. Oh,
It's- it's an
5'2", 5'4".
It's an over exaggeration to my stomach.
don't even
That's
know.
that's what he was doing.
Internet says I
He has,
don't
like,
know.
he has like the
5'2" to
insoles.
5'4".
That's basically your height, kind of.
He said he was shorter
Casual
than me.
4-inch range.
So
Somewhere between here and here.
yeah, like
It's an estimate. I don't know.
They don't
I
want to
feel
make
you.
him feel bad.
but
He's definitely 5'2".
he probably is 5'2", somewhere in that. Because anything the internet says, you probably subtract by like 2 or 3. Same thing with net worths. I think you multiply usually, because the internet has net worths.
are just
Net worth
wrong.
is bullshit.
Like
Net
just
worths are
completely-
just
That
so
shit's
off.
never right.
Drake's net worth on the internet is 150 million.
bad.
That's
His
how much his
plane-
crib is in Toronto. Like
Yeah, like all right, bro. Like
that's not.
the internet. That's actually in one of the videos I did with Brian recording was the interview with a guy named Zeke Samples. And so he said there's a lot of smoke and mirrors on the internet. Like a lot of the shit you see on the internet is really far off from being true.
Right.
And so like be really careful about what you're watching on the internet
Facts.
because there's shit that, like
Shit's-
there's things that you'll get wrong. I mean like there's things that
Like
are just
Kyle
wrong on
Wilson's
the
the
internet,
page.
and that's just the way it is. But I'm starting to do the interviews, and I really do like doing the interviews.
they're
They're
actually good
They're really
content.
entertaining.
They
yeah.
are. They are.
I
Good.
think hopefully they'll gain some traction. I'm taking
They
a lot
should.
of inspiration from, shout out to them, the School of Hard Knocks. They do it the absolute best.
Yeah.
You've definitely seen their videos. They go to a bunch of millionaires. They've interviewed Mark Cuban, and a bunch of other big names. So shout out to them because you guys are a big inspiration of mine. Moving on. Do any of you guys know who Squid is or Squid Hoss?
Sounds
Gerbi,
familiar.
I feel like you would know Gerbi.
That sounds really
He
familiar.
sounds like a Minecraft player.
Squid Hoss.
Squid Hoss, they have like the shorts and clothing brand. A lot of people have been posting about it.
Nah.
He does this guy named Lucas. He does videos on TikTok, like 400,000 followers or whatever he has. But he's connected with a lot of big people. He's friends with Econ, Side Hustles. Yeah. So and KP, which is Kevin
Yeah,
Pack,
yeah.
whatever his name is. I like both. I like all three of them honestly. But
They're funny.
Lucas gives a bunch of advice on the internet. He goes by Squid, and he created this shorts brand that is, I think, over $1 million in like value now.
Damn.
But the same model that his entrepreneurship teacher in college said would not work is the same model that has grown over to $1 million.
Damn.
So he gives a bunch of advice on entrepreneurship, making connections, how to improve yourself, things like that. And so I just think he's a very interesting person, someone that you guys should look out for, someone that would definitely help you grow as a person. Personally, he's helped me grow as a person.
Yeah.
Made me change my perspective on a lot of things. I think that's really my goal on social media, is to help change perspectives of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your goal, Gerbi?
My goal?
Because you do a little
long
bit
term?
You do a little bit of social media, right? I mean, you're on the podcast.
Here and there, yeah.
But
when I have the commitment to do it.
But like, what would be your goal with social media?
I think more just kind of grow a foundation as of right now. So anything I do in the future, I already have, I guess, supporters, kind of. So any business I want to do, let's say the clothing brand or some shit like that. Oops, I'm sorry. But
doesn't matter. If you're gonna curse, just roll through.
Any foundation though, just for anything in the future.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Like my goal is kind of aim for like, let's say 10 to 50K.
Okay.
I say that's a good foundation.
And what are you at now?
Like 500. Like, I have not been trying it at all.
Yeah.
But over time, little by little.
I think it's really hard to grow on social media right now. I think it's a very over.
I
market.
completely disagree.
I think it's all luck based, really.
I completely disagree with you, Ben.
I
I think
think
it's harder than ever now to become popular on social media.
I think it's oversaturated, but it's still it's still easy.
I think
that's the main problem. It's just there's so many people trying to get famous.
But a lot of people are getting
But
famous
so
too.
many people, bro. How many people are on your For You page, right? And it's just like a random person you don't know. You go on their profile and they have 800,000 followers.
Yeah.
And it's just a random account.
Yeah.
Like that is easy. That's what I'm talking about.
Like Diddy Bop.
So that is easy.
I think it's easy to get viewers on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'd agree. But I think it's really hard to build a fan base
that
is loyal
True.
and committed to
True.
you. Because people will follow you on TikTok.
Right.
But like TikTok followers do not correlate at all to other social media
Right.
I say
platforms.
Instagram followers is more, I guess, like secure.
Yeah,
I would
Instagram,
say,
YouTube.
yeah. And I would say Instagram's probably one of the hardest to grow on.
That and Twitter.
Probably.
Or I think
YouTube.
Twitter.
Or YouTube.
Twitter and YouTube.
Twitter might actually be the hardest. Twitter
Really?
is so hard to grow.
Maybe YouTube too.
I have like 300 followers on Twitter.
Really?
You just dropped the
I
flex.
I'm just
300
making a
followers
statement.
flex on Twitter.
I don't know if it's that hard, bro. I just talk about music and people follow me.
Yeah, I don't really care who
Like,
I
are
follow
you
on
commenting
TikTok.
on things?
I used to a lot. I have 200. Okay, I have 200 followers. I'm sorry.
You lost 100.
I did lose. I have 217, but like
Stop
I
it.
don't do anything.
I gotta start like going on Twitter and commenting.
Yeah, just interact with
That's what I'm gonna have to
interact
start
with
doing.
stuff on Twitter.
I'm
bro.
just never on Twitter though. Like unless I'm really like
Twitter died out so quick.
yeah.
I was
X.
never on
We
Twitter.
keep calling it Twitter, bro.
I was never on
X.
Twitter. The only time I was on Twitter was for fights
same.
or any
Yeah.
any leak.
Yeah,
But I do
facts.
have to give massive props to Elon Musk for Twitter though, or X, whatever it is, for allowing like anybody to be on.
Alex
there.
Jones just got unbanned. He's back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
I-
gas.
I
That's
like
so
that a
gas.
lot. Like you know,
Yeah.
I do respect him for
regardless
keeping
of your opinions on like Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, Kanye West, whatever it is,
They
you
all
have
have
to
a right
res-
to free speech.
you have to respect the free speech. It's an absolute like you have to respect it because even if you don't believe in their opinions, you should still be able to listen to them, no matter who
Yeah.
you are, right? Like
I don't know why they would be silenced just because people don't like their opinions. That's really stupid.
They can just block them.
so. Speaking of opinions
Deadass.
and takes, Brian has been
I
sending.
already knew it.
Brian has been
I already
sending
fucking knew it.
Instagrams to our group chat between our friend group of no jumper. And I have a very big complaint when it comes to no jumper. There's a very big issue going around in society, and whether you believe in God or not, it is a scientific statistical fact that a good household will raise better children than a broken one, right? I mean, that's a very scientific statistical
Right.
fact.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
And so what No Jumper is doing right now is they are encouraging the destruction of a family union.
Why? No jumper meaning
Do you
The
know who
show?
Adam 22 is?
Yeah, Adam 22.
and his wife.
Adam 22 and his wife.
right.
Have
So-
you seen this been
posting
recently?
Yes.
And it is really, really disgusting.
It's shocking. Like, genuinely, like, he let someone straight up just dry hump the fuck out of his wife.
Right in front of him.
He was just laughing. What?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
what?
like the only person though. Like
No, he's not.
It's honestly like infuriating. I hate seeing that.
And Danny, who was on this podcast, he sent another thing, which was by like a different Instagram page of a 13-year-old who literally became depressed because kids his age were showing him pictures of his nude mom on OnlyFans.
It's so insane.
I want to actually go into this because this is really important to me. It is really disgusting that this is happening. I think that if you are a woman or if you're a guy and you're partaking in anything, you need to think about the consequences and how they will affect your children, especially if you want to have children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I talked to my barber, and, you know, barbers talk to a lot of people. They cut a lot of people's hairs, whatever. He was talking to someone who was maybe a little older than us, but when he was in high school, one of his friend's moms had like an OnlyFans, and they used to make fun of his friends a lot, and that kid ended up becoming depressed and whatever else. And he said, like, man, it's really fucked up that these things are happening.
Bro.
So bad.
It's really, really sad to see, and it's disgusting to see. So I really encourage anybody to really think about every single decision you're taking. Don't just try to chase a quick bag, because sometimes it's just not worth it, especially in the long run.
It's just depressing, dude. It's just sad. Yeah. Like, I called it too. Like, once OnlyFans started popping, however many years ago, I was like, I already know kids are gonna get bullied for this.
Yeah,
when people start finding their moms butt
Sisters.
naked on the internet, oh my god,
so bad, bro.
That's so bad. It's unfortunate. It really is. Like, and the kid can't do anything. What is he gonna do?
No,
nothing.
And like, especially right now, because there's a really big like mental health push going on.
Oh my god.
There's a really big mental health push going on right now, and the fact that we're not aware of it is really, really sad that we keep pushing this issue. All right, so let's talk about the issue of OnlyFans. Who is paying for OnlyFans?
Horny men.
Horny men.
Man.
So let's take accountability for what's going on right now, because we can hate on these girls all we want, but the bag's there.
Right.
They're getting supported by us pretty much.
So
not us, but
if we took away the bag, then it'd be a lot less encouraging to do shit like this. So what is the issue, and why are people so addicted to porn, OnlyFans? Why are men statistically getting less laid now than back then? Because that is a true statistic.
Because just fucks up their standards of and perception of everything of how it should be with women.
But how are people getting to porn at a young age? Because I know in elementary school people were talking about PRN. We can't say that word.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
can we even talk about this?
We can talk about it, but we just can't, like...
I think it just gets
use the words.
introduced. Like, I remember, like, being introduced to that.
It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
I remember, but, like, I feel like that's so weird at such a young... Like, think about it. We
It
were
is-
9
it
years
is
old.
bad.
Well, like, it's
9
fascinating,
years
though.
old.
Or if you
Yeah.
think about it. Like, okay, let's just say one person in 5th grade has an older sibling with their little brother, and then shows them. And then they show their whole classmate, and then it just spreads.
But why why do the older siblings feel
I mean,
like
that's
they
just an
couldn't...
example,
Like,
but that just it could happen.
but what I'm trying to say is, where's the root of this issue? Like in all seriousness, like, really, where is the root of this issue?
I really don't know.
I'm gonna say I think it just happened, and it just kind of like just
Spiral.
just caused like a chain event. So now it just happens.
Just the fact that it exists, and the fact that
That
we're
too.
animals, and we're here to reproduce, and we're horny.
Yeah, just really
But
horny.
you're not horny at like 9
I
years
know,
old.
but
Like,
true.
that's what's
It's fascinating.
That's what's weird.
But as a kid,
it's-
you're like,
it's something you've
oh,
never.
that's
you're
some like,
curious about.
adult things. Like, oh my god, like I want to see this. Like, what?
Yeah, it's just
and
like,
then you're like, whoa!
it's human nature to know what to like want to know or want to experience what we can't, what we're told that we can't.
Yeah.
Right. So
100%.
private parts, stuff that's usually hidden,
No,
we
that's
want to
waste.
see.
But I think part of the issue is actually sex education at such a young age.
Facts.
I think
Oh my
this is
God, I forgot
like,
about that.
Like,
Oh
we
my
were in
God.
4th or 5th grade
Yeah.
learning about, like, I mean, listen. To an extent, yes, it should be taught.
Right.
Because you should kind of know, like,
they're gonna
basic stuff.
By seventh grade,
you need to figure out what your body's gonna go through.
By the time we got to middle school and they were still teaching it, I was already in there just laughing. Like
everybody was.
By fifth grade, I was laughing.
Yeah, fifth grade was hilarious.
I mean, like, look, like, my mind's a little up. Like, I'm long gone. I'm long gone. But like, why the fuck were we laughing in fifth grade about it? Like that should be like.
Because it was peepees and vaginas, bro.
Yeah, it's just
we didn't learn about vaginas.
I remember leaving Ed in fifth grade screaming testes the whole day.
Bro, I remember a really funny. I had a Bibby. Bibby was in my.
Oh my god.
I had Bibby, right? So he just, bro, literally midway through, like on the PowerPoint, penis showed up.
Yeah.
On the top of his lungs, he goes, "Penis!" and then Charlie K yelled "penis" right back, and everyone just started losing their shit. It was so funny.
Seventh grade
that
was
is
the worst.
hilarious.
Seventh grade, they took 2 science classes and they would put them together for one class all together.
Like this is what I don't understand.
Grade?
This is what I don't understand. It's like they tell us to be mature and then they do it the worst way possible. like they get like the worst age group, put the most of them together, and then display the goofiest stuff. Bro.
Dude, I remember they would have a box. It'd be
nah.
like they'd give us all a little piece of paper. We would have to write something like a question we had, put it in the box, and it'd get answered.
Oh
yes,
no!
bro,
No! Was it anonymous questions?
Yes,
anonymous.
That's
horrible. That's why it's
horrendous.
well. It depends.
I would have gone feral.
It
I would have done something horrendous.
It depends if you had that teacher or not. Because if you had that teacher, they knew your handwriting. But thankfully, in like 7th grade when we did it, because like it was with Mathis and like a different teacher.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't like whoever the teacher was. I could write whatever the.
Never like wanted to like try and switch up your handwriting when you wrote that.
I never like. They can still kind of tell.
Yeah, there's a way to tell. It's weird.
Yeah, like you just end up seeing enough of their things that like, oh, like that's this person's handwriting. Mm-hmm. So it's like
It's weird.
Nah, I write mine in like bold and like boxy as much as possible compared to my actual handwriting.
Nah, I never try to switch up my handwriting. I never needed to unless it was like, no, I actually never really needed to.
I just write.
Yeah.
I just be writing, but if I have to write neatly, I'll write a little more neater because I got chicken scratch.
I have to write slow to write neat.
Yeah.
Like
I like writing neat though.
I don't give a shit.
I don't like picking up my pen from the paper. I just like squiggle the whole way through.
Then you should write like cursive.
Yeah,
you would really like cursive.
I used to, but I forgot how. I know how to do an A and L, and that's about it.
I can.
And a G.
You can.
What about
most
S?
of it's very similar.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't. Like, I can't.
You can do most of it.
It's hard to flow it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Cursive flowing is so raw though. It's just like
it's raw.
I feel like Shakespeare.
I forgot how to do it too. I do connect the letters though.
Yeah, I make it look like cursive, but it's not.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was forced to learn cursive. We could only use cursive in the school I used to go to in Jersey because it was a private school. So in 2nd grade, they started forcing us.
That's crazy. I remember they tried teaching us in 5th grade.
Yeah, in 5th grade we followed like the guidelines on like
they gave us
big,
a book.
Big lined papers.
I was fine because I'd been writing cursive up to that point, so.
I didn't know, and I really didn't care, so I was just fucking around.
Once I got here, all my good habits of cursive got absolutely destroyed.
I always hated the thought of cursive, dude. I never liked it.
I loved it so much.
As a kid, I look at it, I go, "That's stupid." As now, I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool," but like,
it looks neater.
It's neat.
It looks very professional.
Yeah, it does look very professional.
I wanted to talk about something.
What's up,
I don't know. I think it might be real. I don't know. Insta. So, it's about like the sun, and it has like a solar flare, right? And that's like, I think in maybe like 10 years or something that it possibly could like cut off all internet and like interaction, everything like that. Yeah. And just out for like months.
I've heard something similar too, where it was talking about how like after a certain amount of years, the magnetic field of the Earth, like right now it's like plus minus, but eventually it's going to flip and then like just nothing's going to work.
Couldn't we just put stuff upside down?
It's just not going to work.
I don't understand like how
I don't know. I don't know about
solar
that
flare shit pops up every year. Every year,
yeah, I
makes
see
it
a
big
solar
idea.
flare too a lot.
I don't understand like how a solar flare could flip the internet like that. Like I mean personally, I don't understand how internet really works.
I'm sure there's an explanation,
but I don't understand why. In my opinion, it's a government thing.
All right,
I have no idea what it could be.
Different topic, but psychologist Stanley Milgram found that 80% of the population do not have the psychological or moral resources to defy an authority's order, no matter how illegitimate the order is. So if there's somebody that like, let's say there's somebody here, it's implied that they are authority to us. They are higher than us. Our brains will automatically follow what they say.
Actually, I have a really good explanation for this in my brain. I think it's the way the conditioning of school goes. So school, the way it works is it's conditioning to you to work in an office, work a job, right?
Right.
You have a teacher. What you have to ask the teacher for basic things. Can I eat right now?
Can I use the restroom?
Can I use the restroom? And
that question makes me mad every time.
And they can tell you no. They can tell you no.
I don't know. Can you?
I'll piss on your floor.
You don't understand, dude. No, that's why I was really mad in middle school because I hated the authority figure.
Yeah.
I hated all.
My
of
teacher didn't let me go to the bathroom, so I puked in the class.
That's insane.
Just
Big dub.
all over her back
Big
desk.
dubs.
Insane.
Off her back desk.
But
dude.
Big
let's refocus really quickly. I understand for most general purposes, people are just going to be workers. That is what 98%, 99% of the population is going to be, give or take, right?
But
so it does make sense. But to condition everybody in the same way is almost like mind control.
That's what
Do you like? Is school mind controlling children? I would say yes. School is mind controlling children in order to be slaves to an enforcement.
I
an
wouldn't
authority.
call it.
I wouldn't call it mind
I
control.
would call it indoctrination.
Well, let's talk about mind control. Let's talk about what we think of mind control. Right?
Okay.
So mind control in my brain would be manipulating someone into a certain set of beliefs and a routine in order for them to believe a certain thing and work a certain way.
I disagree. I believe that is influence.
Okay, and exactly. So school, if you go into school 5 days a week for the majority of your day that you're awake, wouldn't you call that mind control? They are influencing you in order to be a worker by having an authority figure tell you exactly what to do, what you can and cannot do.
I don't think mind control is something that we see here in the U.S. I think mind control is really only something seen in like North Korea, where people there don't even know like stuff exists outside of North Korea. Like they are only
North
Korea and their tasks of the day. That's it. That is mind control.
It's like when
I think that's an extreme of mind control.
Yeah, I feel like there's different levels to it.
I agree. Okay.
So I think you're thinking too extreme.
I feel you.
I think if you really
I
look
will
at
agree that there's definitely levels.
I think school to a degree is mind control.
I agree.
Because it fills the definition.
It's definitely to a degree. I wouldn't necessarily call it a terrible thing overall though, because school, even though in the end, yeah, you could say it's brainwashing people to become only workers.
It's what makes a working economy.
It works.
I completely agree. Mm-hmm. But do I think that the school system should be reformed?
Yeah, it definitely needs a reform for sure.
Yep,
absolutely.
It needs to be remastered.
It does though.
But the issue is, with school, is what makes a country a good country. And in my opinion, that would be innovation. It would be competitiveness. Because competition, if you look in a macroeconomic standpoint, right? I just took macroeconomics.
Right.
If you look at macroeconomics, what creates a better overall, right? And it would be competition between two brands. What made Apple great? Competition with Microsoft. What made Microsoft great? The competition with Apple. Right? You can look at any industry and see that. So if you are encouraging people to just work and not be innovators, there's not going to be competition. And without competition, how are you supposed to advance? How are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to be to the top level? Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at any sports player. The reason why they're great is because they are competing against people who are better than them.
Yes.
And they are constantly seeking that out.
I think that the worst part about school is that they tell you good job.
Why is that?
Because I think that good job is the worst thing that you could be told.
Why?
Because there's always room for improvement.
But if I do something that's good,
it's just positive reinforcement.
Yeah, that's positive reinforcement.
Support is one thing, but
like saying I think you're saying if they're perfect at where they're at. Good job is just reinforcing.
No. Okay, let me say this. Let me rephrase this. Good enough.
Yeah, because then they limit themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
School limits
Their
your
mind.
thinking, right?
Yeah.
You know, it puts an end to
Your imagination,
right.
and your dreams.
Exactly.
Okay, see, I completely
I
agree with
apologize.
that.
I had to rephrase it.
I think good job though is good.
I
Because
agree.
You're
Support's
encouraging.
important.
Yeah, you're encouraging
Right.
Continuation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Like
And
if you go. No,
I
go.
apologize. Humans tend to look to for other humans for
Reassurance.
reassurance and reassurance.
This is actually something I really want to talk about. It's called the spotlight effect. So everybody in their own minds is extremely narcissistic, whether you think about it or not. We're very egotistical creatures.
Yeah, I'm a narcissist.
Oh, 100%.
I know I
Oh,
am.
okay, hold on. I don't want to go with the statement I'm a narcissist. I think that's a little extreme. But I'd say that I am delusionally confident. I'm very confident in everything I do and everything that I want to do, right? I think that I can do anything, right? And so there is a difference between delusional confidence and narcissism. Narcissism is not realizing the realism of any situation,
True.
right? It is being so delusionally confident that not only are you hurting relationships, but you're hurting yourself. Delusional confidence is still being like, I can do whatever I want, but I'm not going to let that affect certain things.
Right.
And I think that's a really big difference. But I want to go on to this. I think a lot of people are controlled by that spotlight effect. They are too worried about what other people are thinking about them, but nobody gives a shit about you. And I'm going to have to cut that part out, but nobody cares about you.
Right.
Really, nobody genuinely cares about you unless it's like your friend.
Right.
Right?
Or somebody very like
like a family
relative
member.
or something. Right.
Someone
Close.
who's genuinely close to you. But nobody really cares what you're doing. That's why I don't care about social media. When I'm posting, I'm doing it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to listen to me and gain my message, you're improving yourself. Fantastic. You're bettering yourself. But if you don't want to, then that's good for you.
Yep.
Gerbi, can we focus, please? It's just gonna get picked up by the mic. That's the only reason. Also, try not to like flick that off because you can hear it on the podcast. Just. So Brian, what do you think?
I've been thinking about the school topic more.
All right, go ahead.
In terms of change, I feel like the main problem I have with schools nowadays, it doesn't let every kid shine in every aspect.
Explain.
So, obviously there'll be a lot of kids that are okay book smart wise, whatever. But you also see it, especially nowadays, you see a lot of kids that obviously don't have that book smart to them, but they're good in a lot of other areas.
Right.
And school just doesn't let that shine. They're so mainly focused on like subjects like math, science,
Very academical.
English, very academic. Some kids
I
just
agree.
don't like that. Some kids are just not fluent in that
Right.
type of.
Exactly.
I completely agree, but I'd also like to try to show you this point. What about the people who are insanely intelligent? Think about the people like Alan and Jude, right? Who really don't need to put that much work into school to memorize anything. What is out there school-wise to benefit them? There's not that much. It's mainly for like the average student, the person who maybe is a little above average, maybe a little below average. That's
Right.
what's really focused on. But how are we encouraging the people who have these intelligence, maybe like an Elon Musk?
Right.
How will we encourage them to become smarter than everybody else? Because let's keep it real, not everybody is balanced. There is different echelons of
Right.
intelligence. So how are we encouraging people who are that smart to really grow like that? What special classes can we include for them to grow? Can we offer a more in-depth math class? Can we show them a field in greater depth?
But don't
Well,
do that.
the problem with this, Kyle, is, and now this isn't always true, but most of the time, your teacher is smarter than you, or has more and is more knowledgeable than you. And if you have a class of geniuses, finding a teacher is going to be hard.
I'd agree, but
You know what I mean?
Not just that. I think like if you're smart at that level of smartness, you'll be fine, and you'll do something on your own after.
I think that the best thing is not school related. It's not class related. It's just networking them together. It's bringing all these smart people together to brainstorm solutions.
so why can't that be through school? I mean, you have to go to school anyways, and if they already understand what's going on in their classes, if they teach what they need to know in school at an advanced level.
I guess.
And then they have time where they can put ideas together, come up with ideas, and create something, and allow them to use that intelligence to a greater being. Wouldn't that be better? And that's all I'm trying to say is, I think our school system needs to just stop focusing on the average people, but start focusing on everything.
Everybody.
For example, some people really, like blue-collar people, maybe they're not the smartest people, right?
Right.
Book smart-wise, right? I'm not saying you're not smart, but I'm saying that maybe you're really good at mechanics. And, like, that's your thing. Like, you know everything about a car. You know, you could build an engine and unassemble it just as easily, right? Yep. Why aren't we doing something with them to encourage them to become better at that? Why aren't we trying to encourage them to create a better engine that is more reliable, more powerful?
School for that, though?
There is trade school for that.
But why can't we teach that from a younger age? Why can't we encourage that thinking?
Yeah, that should be something that should be available at a younger age.
Well, the thing is, it needs to be identified, which we would need to change the education system and to filter different interests and group them together and then send them to different facilities to get educated or something, or just send them to different places to get educated.
And to play devil's advocate, because I don't want this to just be a yes circle, but how do you do that without trying to program them into a certain idea? Let's say maybe you're really interested in cars, but you're really you don't know anything about it, and like even when you try to learn, like you can't learn anything. At what point do you tell them like this just isn't for you? Like at what point do you stop encouraging them to the point where like
some things don't have to be told, Kyle. Some things are learned.
I don't think everybody learns though, and I think that's a big issue.
Give an example of someone not learning.
Like
so like for example, maybe you're really, really into cars, right? And you love mechanics, but you can't do any of the tasks that do with it because you're just either physically incapable of it, or you just don't have the memorization ability to do it, right? So you can't learn that. And you've been trying for, let's say, 5 to 10 years throughout school, and you just can't grasp it. It's just not for you. Because there are things that you could be really interested in, but you're not good at. At what point are you like to that kid, let's explore something else similar to this that you would be interested in, but maybe that you'd be a little bit better at? At what point do you break that to someone? Because
I feel like that would never happen, though. If you're committed to something for at least a year or two, you're going to improve. You're going to get better. You're going to memorize
But
stuff.
there's some people who just can't. And I think you need to think about this because there are some people who are just stupid. All right, so let's talk about 2023 real quick.
What about it?
This is going to be one of the last podcasts to go out in 2023. Possibly the last podcast.
Now we need to do one
We
more.
need a Christmas one.
We need like a New
dress
Year's
up
Christmas
with
one.
Yeah,
Christmas.
we should do a little Christmas.
You'll be like
that
an
would be
elf.
so vibe.
I dress
Cookie
up as an
tasting.
elf.
We'll do cookie tasting.
If you
we
dress
cop
up as
hella
Santa,
cookies?
I'll do elf.
I'll be like Miss Claus.
If
I'll
you
be
dress up as
Santa.
Let me be
Both- if
Grinch.
both-
Let me be
nah,
Grinch.
Nah,
Santa.
both of you need to dress up as reindeer.
Let me be
Santa,
Grinch.
elf.
Let me be
I'm
Grinch.
the fattest one
you're
here.
Santa.
Yeah, nah, he should be
I
Santa.
need to be
You
Santa.
need to be
I'll be a reindeer.
You're a reindeer.
Let me be the
You gotta be
Grinch.
a reindeer. You gotta be a
No,
reindeer.
let me be the
Why the
Grinch.
fuck?
You gotta be a reindeer.
Fuck
It's gotta be
you.
Santa.
Be the
No, be a
reindeer.
snowman.
I'm an elf.
Snowman.
You
I'm
look
an
like
elf.
true. Very true, Kyle.
Or a
That's
garden
good
gnome.
Yeah.
Yo, like it's Christmas, bro. Like
Christmas.
Gordon Norm normally, but like.
Gordon Norm.
Gordon Norm. Yo, have you seen the
Alright,
video?
hold on. Let's refocus really quickly. 2023. 2023.
Lock in.
2023.
Boring people.
Let's go over it, boring people.
You said
Let's talk about this year. What are some of the accomplishments we've made throughout this year? You want to start off, Brian?
Accomplishments?
Yeah. What are some of the things that have?
Why'd you choose the worst person?
Wow.
Wow. Yo, what's you on my for? All right.
All right. So, Brian, what would you say your accomplishments of 2023 are? What are like the big things that you've achieved this year, or big things that have
2023?
happened in your life?
I got my car this year. At the beginning of the year, I got my car. That alone made me happy the whole year.
So, does that make this year
Peak.
one of the best years?
I say I wouldn't say this is one of the best years I've had, but it's been vibe. It's been chill. It hasn't been like depressing, which I'll take that because some of these years have been depressing in the past. But I've been vibe. I've been enjoying life. It's been senior year.
Very nice.
Just living it.
Gerb?
I was gonna relate to Brian because he said 2023 was a filler year. I'm gonna say everyone's senior year should feel like a filler year.
Yeah, it's hella filler.
Like it's just like you just get through it. It's your last year.
Yeah.
But for me, this year is probably better than last year, 100%.
Why is that?
I think just maybe because of last year, I just got a lot more stuff done. Whether it's just, you know, like for myself, you know, wanting to do a competition, personal training, just trying to grow social media, all that stuff.
So you say that's you did a lot more for yourself this year.
Yeah, a lot more growth.
So it wasn't. So would you consider this a filler year for you, or is this really just like a progress year?
Progress year. I'll say last year was a filler year because it was my senior year. Or a little bit of both. It was a mix, but my whole senior year was just kind of like just getting through it.
Yeah. I'd go to say that this is one of the better years for me.
100%.
I want to go on to this. I think the beginning of the year, I was in a very clouded state, not really sure myself. I think that there's like a lot of mental things going on with me at the beginning of the year. And I think that as I progressed throughout the year, especially halfway through the year, I really started to make that change for myself. And from there, I definitely say the second half of this year has been really incredible for me. The first half, I would agree, was definitely like more of like a filler, kind of just like got through it. But once July hit, like my life kind of started to turn around a little bit more. I started working on myself more. Whether you guys believe in God or not, I've gotten a lot closer to God. So that's been a huge step for not only my mental health, but also me growing as a person. I've gotten really deep into trading, which has helped me grow as a person tremendously. I've started social media, which has helped build my confidence up personally. I mean, I get a lot of hate on there, so honestly, like, it's really helped me.
Whatever, yeah.
I've created a business with a few of my friends. I've started a podcast, and I feel like I've just done a lot of self-improvement this year. And that I'd say that this really hasn't been a filler year for me, as they say, like, their senior year has. But I think it's actually been more of a progress and growth year for me.
Yeah. This was one of my best years. One of my biggest self-improvement
You
years.
enjoyed it?
Well, beginning of the year, I was still with my ex, technically. I was still affiliating with her. And I cut that off January, early in the year.
Thank God.
And so, I know, bro. Thank God,
Thank
bro.
God.
Thank God.
Thank God. Mashallah.
And that was like, okay, back at square one. You know what I'm saying? All my dogs are happy. I'm no longer with this
termite.
Absolutely.
Pest. Damn. I mean, I agree, but like, no longer with the pest. And bro, I was like, I just gotta challenge myself. I'm working on myself. I was never really religious before this year, and I actually tapped into God this year, and that was kind of crazy. Like, nice. I really felt something. I met so many people, like, I mean, and you guys don't even really know about it just because it's with music and stuff, and it's like, it's kind of like my work life and like that aspect, but I met so many cool people this year, bro. I made so many like connections with so many cool people. I'm working on like 4 projects right now.
Damn, that's really good.
Like,
cool.
And it's like, bro, I'm having so much fun. Today I made $50 this morning because some kid wanted a "Stop Trying to Be God" type beat from Seed. Seed has been one of the biggest things. Like, I'm thankful for Seed, bro. I love Seed. So many people there. It's like, and it's taught me how to act in so many situations, because it gets so chaotic, and it's so up and down, and like with season it'll be dead, and it's like, you know, I get to talk to people and really learn about them, and then now we're in season, out of season, it's right.
Yeah.
Now we're coming up in season, and it's like, it's chaotic, and we're like, okay, now we're working, like, it's like, holy, bro, it's
changed.
Yeah, fast pace. I love it, bro.
I definitely agree with you. I've made a lot of good connections.
And yeah, like Kyle said, I started an LLC. I started a podcast. Yeah, bro, it's been a great year.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been a good year. It's been a really good year.
I'd actually like to go on connections-wise. I think I made so many connections this year.
You've made a lot of connections.
And I think even just through work, I think I've learned a lot about people, which, that's actually something I completely overlooked in my analysis of this year, is I learned a lot about people in life. I've realized behaviors that are in different groups and in different people, right? So there's different behaviors and tendencies that are in successful people, not successful people, people who are average. And I've actually started to really pick up on that, and I've got to credit that this year has really taught me that.
It's because, like, the weirdest thing, like, with me at work, like, talking to everyone just helps you grow as a person as well.
Facts.
Just because you realize what's going on with them and all that.
Yeah. It's just like Kyle said, bro, just understanding, like, the way people behave and, like, you know, seeing a body language or something, and you just know, you're like, oh, that person's uncomfortable, that person's stressed out. You know what I mean?
Like,
you're like, I'm not even going to touch him.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be.
Understanding a situation to its full aspect.
Situational awareness.
Yeah. That's a
Boom.
great
It's the word.
Boring people
yeah.
vocab.
2 words.
Yeah, boring people vocab. But yeah, I genuinely think 2023 was a fantastic year. I did not go into this year thinking that it would be what it was.
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, as far as religion, I think that I've listened to my subconscious a lot more. And I think that's been a huge step in it, was really listening to my subconscious. When I was at the beginning of this year, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I was doing things that not only weren't good for my health, but also weren't good for my mental, right? And as the year has started to go through, I've now gotten rid of those things in my life, and it's really helped. And my subconscious told me, like, every time that I did this thing, my brain would be like, you need to stop. Like, if you want to do what you really want to do. And when I was this way, I got visions of my future life, of being what I really, really want, my dream life. And that's what really pushed me to just be like, all this. I just need to lock in.
Just
right
gotta
now.
lock in.
And I think some of the future challenges I'm going to face going into 2024 is going to be going to college, leaving home. I think that's a huge one for me.
It's a new chapter.
Whole new chapter.
I think trading as well. I'm really hoping that I will be profitable at some point in 2024. I'm hoping towards the beginning of the year. There's a few things I want to work on, and one thing that I really want to encourage, because by the time we're listening to this podcast, it should still be before New Year's Eve. Start writing down your New Year's goals now. Be ahead of yourself. Start figuring out what you want to get done in 2024. Start figuring out the things that you want to improve on now. And I think it's really important to be able to look back at yourself every 1 or 2 years and be like, wow, I've changed a lot. And if you're not doing that, then I think you're doing something wrong, especially right now if you're between like 18 and 25.
Yeah.
Because that's what the majority of the people listening are. If you are 18 and 25 and you're not looking back at yourself a year ago and you're like, damn, I was a degenerate. Oh, I was doing this wrong. I'm way better now. Then I think you're doing something wrong. And so with that being said, Brian, what are some of your goals going into 2024?
2024, my first immediate goal is getting my real estate license. I'm already about to sign up for a class for that. That's really the first goal. Second goal would probably be getting myself into stocks, just because it's, for me personally, like, I see stocks, I obviously want to learn, but I get so unmotivated when it comes time to, like, try to learn and stuff. I'm going to have to push myself to do that a little more. Everything else, I think one of the main things, the reason why I really like 2023 really, is because I found myself more at peace internally. Because, like, at the beginning of 2023 or, like, ending of 2022, so much, like, internal conflict. I wasn't really, like, happy. I eventually figured it out. And I just want to improve on that going furthermore. That's really it.
Gerb?
Me personally, I don't really like focusing on a goal. I'm more of a person that goes with the flow. But as long as I still progress from prior years.
Nothing that you want to get done as far as competition. I mean, I know that's towards the beginning.
Well, I mean, like, other than that, but, like, that's just still with me going with the flow. Like, I never wanted to do a competition. It just happened.
But don't you have a goal for your competition? Don't you want to meet a certain weight? I mean, I still feel like as little as the goal is, it's still a goal, right?
I guess.
So, I mean, although it came with the flow, you still have goals that you want to achieve with that, right?
I wouldn't say any major goal. Like,
Nothing,
to me, hitting bodyweight 175 isn't anything serious for the year 2024, you know?
But I'm still saying, like, you should take that goal and be like, wow, I achieved that once you get there, and take the appreciation of yourself, because it's really important to have self-appreciation.
I don't have self-appreciation till after.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you get that 175 weight, you've done your show, you'd be like, wow, I got that out the way. That's a task done. I'm proud of myself. I did good for my comp, whatever. Right?
Yep.
So, anything else that would be relative? No?
Not that I can think of.
Ben?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
I would like to consistently be going to the gym throughout all of 2024.
Okay.
Um,
And before you move on, what is consistent? I really want to be like
for me,
specific.
consistent is like a set schedule that I know every single week, set amount of days, and I don't even have to think about it. I go whether I like it or not.
Do you have anything specific?
No, I
4
would
days a
probably
week?
ask you guys because you know best.
Okay.
It's a lot easier.
But
than
I
it
go,
is.
but I'm not consistent. And
Just
I
go
get
with
so mad
friends.
at
Just
myself.
go.
Yeah,
Go
literally.
with friends.
If you go with friends, you'll automatically just be like, when gym.
It's just gonna fall in a habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Another thing, I need to lock in on trading.
Mm.
I'm just skimming the surface, but at least I'm skimming the surface.
Winter
Okay.
break. What are you doing? Like, you'll be free, right?
I'll be free.
We'll teach 'em.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
live trading with us. Just to
Perfect.
be
Yeah.
exposed.
I'll lock in, hop on Discord.
Yeah, because we're starting Thursday, right?
Yeah, we got it
Right,
Thursday
you're
morning.
good Thursday, Friday, and then we'll.
I'm
Thursday
good every
morning?
morning.
Huh?
Because I don't have school. I'm good every morning now.
So,
I
perfect,
work
so
some mornings, but
Only Tuesday morning.
only Tuesday morning you can't, which is fine.
Wednesday, Friday mornings I won't be able to. But everything else I'll be good.
So that still gives you 2 days,
Yep.
and the other days you can trade with me.
Yeah,
So
perfect. So yeah, I'd like to lock in trading, and
What about music?
that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Music, I just kind of go with the wind. I go where it takes me. I don't really set goals in music. It's not good to set goals
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
art. It just
That's
it happens.
It just
You know what I'm
happens.
saying? I would like to work with maybe one more bigger person. I mean, I've had my share of that, and I'm kind of done with the industry. But one more would be cool.
something mild.
That's all I see for right now for 2024.
Anyone in mind?
You know who? Like someone local, like C Stunner or La Tyler.
I was
I was gonna say
C
C-Stunner.
Yeah.
C
I- those-
Stunner or La Tyler.
Those are the two names.
Because I could actually work with those people in person, and that's really the only way I like to work now. That's why I don't post my albums. I don't do any of that. You got to come in person, and you got to listen to this with me, bro. Like, this is how I work.
That's gas.
So,
I definitely like that.
Kyle.
Some of the big goals I'd love to achieve this year. Like I said earlier, trading goal would be become really profitable. Get a little bit better in the way Alvi is, being able to be more comfortable in the market. Definitely. As far as the gym goes, I would really, really like to actually gain a lot more weight. My end weight, at some point this year, I want to get to like 145. Bulked. That's really my goal, and then be able to cut down from there. And right now, I think I have the most mental discipline that I've ever had. So I
Yeah.
think that right now it's the most achievable it's ever been for me. As far as like social media goes, I'd really like to have 100,000 followers across platforms. I feel like that's a really big
Like
goal.
total?
Yeah, like across platforms. On my personal accounts. As far as this podcast goes, across platforms, I'm actually okay with like 50K, because I know that it is kind of hard to grow a podcast
Right.
compared to a personal brand.
Right.
And another huge part of the content would be the interviews. I really want to improve on the interviews, because that's something that I feel like I'm almost called to do, is doing like a podcast or a speaking thing, because I have the opportunity to be blessed in an area where I have the opportunity to speak with many really cool people who have really cool life experiences,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to share that with people.
Yeah.
Because people really have I realize this, that I'm a very special kind of person, that I can go up to anybody and have a conversation with them, and a lot of people are uncomfortable doing that. And if I could share my experiences and the knowledge that I gain from people with other people, that would bring a lot of personal fulfillment to me,
Right.
as selfish as that is. I really like to help people, and I had a really long talk with my friend Jude, and I went to the gym when you guys actually went to Miami, and I ended up sitting with Jude for literally 2 hours before I even hit my leg day. And we were just talking about life and improvement. And I would like to bring my friends closer to God. That's a really, really big step for me. Now that I'm becoming a lot more religious, I think it's really important to help people see the positivity that God brings. And this is not only just through my personal experience. This is actually a Harvard study. Harvard has shown that going to church improves your mental health. If you go and pray with your significant other, you are 98% chance to stay together. I think it's something like that if you pray with your like spouse. So I really want to bring my girlfriend closer to God. I feel like that's something that's really important to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, those are my goals right now.
Very nice, Kyle. Boring people, do we have any goals for 2024 as a podcast?
Well, like
Grow
I
and
said,
expand.
Ads. Let's start making some money, right? Guys, watch this. We can make money.
You can't cuss though.
nah, I don't really care about the money when it comes. I do this because I enjoy
I enjoy it too.
I
I'm just
love
playing.
this. I mean, the money would be definitely like a cool
It would be great.
side thing.
Because then we could start investing into
Yeah,
it.
that
You know what I mean?
once we can start investing, I mean, we can go mobile a little bit easier. And once we can
I
do
think
that,
I think once we get mobile, that's where we're like.
We are mobile.
No, but like I mean like
mobile.
around the globe. Type. Yeah, like
Once-
Chef Global.
Oh my God! Imagine like, yo,
Cool.
Italy pod today. Hop
That'd
on the
be
PJ.
crazy.
Or like we just fly to Miami and do a pod there.
Yeah, see, like
Miami pod.
That's what I'm
Miami
saying.
Miami
bro.
pod
We
would be
could
really cool.
easily do a Miami pod.
Very
Easily.
easily. I want to do a car pod. I think a car pod would
What
be
do you
really
mean? Like
funny.
inside of a car?
Yeah, like
that
inside
could
a car.
happen on a Miami trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that on the way to Miami. Just a little vibey
Hour and a
podcast.
half.
But I think once we start doing that, that's when we're really gonna like pop off.
I think it's once we can start getting interesting people on here.
That's all it is.
That too.
I think that's
Or
the
we
biggest
just
way
need to
grow.
become more interesting.
I think we need to leverage people's audiences.
Well, we need something to get like we need a fan base. We need some sort of fan base attachment. So like if we have somebody that has a fan base, their fan base will visit and then respect us because we had their person on.
and I've tried to get my friend on here, but he charges a pretty penny, so we will not be getting that anytime soon.
Ew, Derek.
Yeah.
That boy
He-
expensive.
He charges a pretty penny.
What does
for
he want?
podcasts. He won't tell me a number. He goes, "You can't afford it." so I go, "Fair enough."
Crazy.
So I go, "Fair enough."
What
But
about D?
Big
Big D, I'd love to get him on. He said he's ready to do it whenever I
Oh,
want.
okay.
So
All
Bro,
right.
I'm
love
telling
to
you,
get him.
the guy David at the gym.
he'd be a very interesting. I'm telling you, once we can really get
Bro.
mobile,
Wait, who's that? Is that the?
Bro.
that's Goggins.
Goggins.
That's what we call Goggins.
Like,
That-
oh my
that,
God, we
that
need him.
will be the
What do you-
funniest
what do you do-
podcast.
I
We
want to
need
do.
him, bro.
I want to do Apex.
Who?
Apex M5.
Oh yeah.
That'll be. He has a.
Wait,
that's
when
that's
are
if
we
you
going?
can.
whenever he can. I mean, he's just.
That's if
really
he.
busy.
That's if he like.
He said he's down. He sent me his office space and everything. He's just like, I'll let you know when I'm free. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna stay on his case about it. But that's something that you like. A really good life lesson. Stay on people's cases. Like if someone commits to something, stay on their ass about it.
Dead ass.
Because
It's true though.
what's important to you may not be important to someone else, and that's really important. You need to realize that you need to chase what you want, and
Yep.
that nothing's just gonna be in your lap.
Yep.
One more goal. One more goal, for me would be doing a video lift with Derek Faye. Hopefully that happens before the new year.
You have to pay for that too or not?
Nah, he's doing well. It's because it's mutually beneficial. I gotta ask as many questions as I want. I do anyways, but
You're just gonna ask
But it's
him
gonna-
mid set.
but it's gonna be for content for him.
What do you
but-
do for a living? While he's on bench
no,
press.
no.
Nice form, Mr. Faye.
Crazy. That's crazy.
That's what you're gonna be on, guys.
Nah.
Yo, are you gonna go band for band with Mr. Fan?
Mr.
got
Faye
it.
is awesome. He's a really cool guy. So I think he's actually getting a Netflix documentary.
Really?
Shout out to that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With Generational Iron.
Damn.
So
Like his own thing. Like it's
yeah, like it's his own thing. Like they went up to his hometown and a bunch of things. Like they actually recorded in Smash.
That's sick.
Damn.
So
was
I
like
don't
a whole
so that's
movie
what-
crew in there.
Yeah, like they have crazy. With that all being said, guys, I think that's about it we have for this episode. We will see you guys for the Christmas episode. Hopefully that will come out before
Or
this.
are we gonna do that after Christmas?
Well,
We just gotta do it sometime
yeah,
soon.
we'll have to do that Saturday maybe, and then we'll post that one before this one. So enjoy the Christmas episode because
Yes.
recording wise, that is actually after this. So enjoy that. With all that being said, have a great day, week, month, and year. And we'll see you guys in the next one.